Welcome back. Well, it's gonna be a hot one today. I am already spitzing. it's hot. It's actually 65 degrees out there right now. I just got done with my leg workout, and I am sweaty. Okay, so today we're talking about 3 things you need to know. Silicon Valley edition. Don't refinance your house. What does ready for docs mean? And dryer cleaning, just as a reminder. And I want to bag on somebody a little bit, but also we're going to talk about the Silicon Valley highs and lows. And we actually had a house sell for, I want to say 47%. That's not right. Is it right? I don't know. Maybe results 42.7%. Holy moly. Crazy days, right? Well, let's get into it. All right. This house right here, Waverly Street, sold for 100% of its. Actually, it was $998, and it sold for $10,001,000. So a few $1,000s over list price. You got what you asked for. This house reminds me of my aunt's house back in Oakland when they lived in Oakland. Very colonial, very classic, mansionish. Their house wasn't halfway as big as this, but everything about this says old money, right? Old world, old money, the granite, the travertine tile backsplash. So what I'm thinking is that this is a house that sold not because of the way it looks and feels, but because of location. And this is where that really makes a huge difference, right? Palo Alto, center of VC world. They have all this stuff right here. Stanford's over here. I saw something someday a while ago saying that Stanford has almost $1 trillion in its coffers. Crazy, right? Is what it is. But this is where those that have a ribbon live. The lowest list price, the lowest sold house. Oh my God, I didn't even see this thing. Look at that thing. It's ready to fall over. It's got a little carport. Crazy. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 688 square feet. Still sold for $570,000, guys. Let me reiterate that. $570,000 for that. And look where it is. Alum Rock and 680. Wow. I think I showed this house right here at one time. No, it wasn't this one. No. I think it was down here. Like this house right here. Anyway, yeah, 600, that's crazy. Runaway Drive, right? This house right here, look at that picture. Can't account for anything. Again, sold in Palo Alto, sold for 47% over list price. Original list price, $2 million, sold for 2.851. 14 days on market. 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 1,000 square foot. That's $2,800 per square foot. Again, Palo Alto, right? That other house sold right over here. Yeah. Okay, the lowest list price to sales price ratio is this one in Shady Lane. On market 51 days. And again, this is where we talk about hubris and why can't I? Should I increase this? Yeah. 3 bedroom, 3 bath, Los Gatos. My house is worth X, where in fact it wasn't. It's ego. And that's really bordering on San Jose, because that's Blossom Hill. Well, I guess San Jose borders right here. So never mind. But it's up in the hills a little bit. Shady Lane. Blossom Valley's right there. Shannon Road. Yeah, 32. Look at this thing. It's a weird looking house. Got the ranch style, farm style house. Nothing about it is updated. And they wanted to sell it for $3 million. I can imagine the conversation we're having, right? My house is worth $3 million because that's what Zillow said it's worth. Well, your house is worth what a buyer is willing to pay for it, not what Zillow says, because that's automated. And it depends on location, which you have an awesome location. I can tell you that for sure, but also condition of the house and market conditions, right? So you can't just bowl into this and say, hey, my house is worth X. So this listing agent just took the offer, and then 20 days later, they probably lowered the price, and then they got an offer for 2.1, which again is probably the listing agent's fault, but it's not, because that's ego. All right. Rates right now still hovering about 7%. Gas is about $4.20 a gallon. Last week we had, bye, have a good day. Last week we had 139, almost 140 closes. Not bad considering the fact that, you know, we're in the summer doldrums, and we're expected to have summer doldrums to slow down in the market. Let's see, I did not see how many houses. I didn't get that number, but we had 791 active homes for sale right now. So again, we're halfway where we need to be, 60% of where we need to be. Okay, this one is don't refinance your house. And I know my lenders are going to hate me for saying this. You should never refinance your house, ever. Ever. You could take a HELOC out. You can, right? There's certain reasons why you should, right? You get hurt, you need the money. You want to keep your house. You want to take a little bit of equity out and then put it towards a new house. Historic lows. You had a 5% loan and it gets down to 2%. You're like, 2%, why not? Absolutely, right? But for the most part, when it's a standard business, or like 7% right now, you buy a house right now and it's 7%, and it goes down to 5% in the next 2 years. Yeah. But after like 3 years, 4 years, you've already paid the majority of the interest in an amortized loan. So it would actually behoove you to try to pay that house down. Now, there's two schools of thoughts in that, and I'm not going to tell you which way to do it, right? This is just my feeling. Not saying this is right, not saying this is wrong. This is just one school of thought. Pay your house down, pay it off, be conservative, and then save up to buy another house. Or slow down on paying your house, save up for a down payment for a second house, and then buy that house, right? The key to this is you should sell your house, or you pay off your house. Always have that equity built into the house, not for toys. Don't buy don't refinance your house to buy a boat or pay off bills or what have you. That's just foolish. And I know my lenders are going to come at me and debate me on this, but that's just their school of training, right? There's their school of thought. My school is, I'm conservative. I'd rather not have a mortgage. Period. Does it make sense for me to cash out, refinance, take out $1 million out of the equity of my house and get it at 2.5%? No, because I don't need that money. I don't need it for anything, right? I'd rather stay here and be comfortable than do that. Now I've saved up money and I have money to buy other houses. That's my school of thought. Once you refinance, it starts over again. So if you're at 7 or 8 or 9 years, you've already paid the bank a majority of your interest because of the amortization scale. So it wouldn't make sense for you to refinance and go another 30 years because you're saving 1% or 2%. So something to think about. Okay. That was just my off the cuff op-ed. It's an opinion. Again, you shouldn't listen to me. You should listen to 5 different people, come up with the different strategies and figure out what's best for you, for your strategy, for your scenario, where you're at right now in your life. When I sold my house, I didn't want to sell my house, but we were broke. My first house, right? We needed that money, the equity in that house to buy this house that we're in. We needed that, or else we couldn't afford it. We were, broke, broker. Anyway, okay. So another thing here is, what does docs ready mean? Well, ready for docs. Ready for docs means that you're in a purchase money contract. Could be for refinance as well, but there's certain conditions, right? Now you have to get in a contract, you have to lock in your loan, you have to make sure that the underwriter gets all the paperwork and everything that they need in order for them to say, yes, you're fully approved. Now there's a certain thing where, because of the Dodd-Frank or whatever rules, because of 2008 and 2009, there's something called a CD that comes to you, which is a disclosure stating this is everything that we told you. Yes, we told you all this, told you this, but this is the truth in lending. This is how much the loan is going to cost. This is how much your daily interest is going to cost. This is how much your monthly or annual APR is going to cost. This is how much your monthly bills are going to cost, your monthly principal and interest, and how much your taxes and your insurance, everything in one document. You have 3 days to see that. And then once you have that and sign that you saw it, then you're ready for docs. That means the underwriter can push a button and send the documentation, the loan, to escrow, so they can set up a time for you as the buyer to sign off on the loan docs and the transfer deed and any other disclosures that they need to have happen. So that's basically what ready for docs is. It's part of the milestone of purchasing. It's one of the final milestones of purchasing. That's when the stress goes out. Buyer knows that they're qualified, they're ready to go. The seller knows they're starting to pack up, they're starting to get everything ready to go. Their orders, they're sending utilities, everything's going on. Ready for docs just means it's the milestone ready to close on that house or refinance that house, whatever it is. Now you could be refinancing or getting a second loan or a HELOC or what have you. So that's what ready for docs means. If you want to learn more about it, there's a link down below for it. Now, I apologize up front for this, the way this is formatted. I almost feel like this was done by AI. So like ChatGPT or Bard or what have you, they came in and just said, I just want to write something, why you should change your dryer vents. Okay, so outside of electrical fires, dryer vent fires is the #1 cause for houses burning down across the United States and probably the world. We as Americans are pretty lazy about doing that. You should check your dryer vent every 6 months, really 3 months. But at the outset, every 3 months, you should clean out your dryer vent. Not the little lint picker upper in your dryer, but the little coily thing in the back. You should clean that out every 3 to 6 months, right? Now, if you read this, you'll read it like a machine wrote it. Not unplug the dryer. That's an improper sentence. Okay, so you don't have to unplug the dryer, but because you're not touching anything electrical, but because you're pulling the dryer back, you probably want to unplug the dryer just to be safe, right? And get that cord out of your way. Not using the right equipment. Well, it's a little 3/8 inch bolt to take off the little strap, take it out, and then got to get a brush. That's the equipment that you need, right? Cleaning a very long vent without help. Well, okay, so let's say that your dryer is upstairs in the middle of the house, and you have a 10, 12 foot thing, vent that goes out to the outside. Well, what you should be doing is grabbing your leaf blower, as long as it's electric, sticking it in there and just, and then reaming it out with a drill and an extended thing, and you can do it yourself. There's no reason why you need to have 2 people do that. Bending the duct a little way too much. I'm sorry, that's just wrong grammar. Okay, like anything, if you bend it too far, it will break, period. not cleaning off. Every 3 to 6 months, we did that. Okay, so there you go. That's the 3 things you need to know. Today was mostly like 3 things you need to know about owning a house, homeowners edition. Don't refinance your house unless you absolutely have to, unless it makes strategic sense for you in the long run, right? In the 10, 15-year run, not right away. If you need the money right away and you're panicking because you're broke or you're lost your job, I understand. I'm not saying that that's why you should do that, right? And then clean your ducts every 3 to 6 months. I'm Vito with Abitano. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you out there.